Charlie Kirk is a divisive figure, polarizing, lightning rod, whatever term you want to use. Why?
Well, he's one of MAGA's most prominent voices online. He hosts a near daily podcast. He opines on almost everything. He's been very closely aligned with the president since his initial run for office in 2015, 2016. And his ties to Trump really elevated his own brand. He was really quite young as an activist when the president launched his initial campaign. And he has kind of ridden along with MAGA since 2016 and built up a massive, massive brand of his own.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for Yellow Hammer Now. We got a lot to talk about today, and it comes at a pretty sad time in our country. We are still getting over the death of Charlie Kirk, which was at the hands of an assassin who killed him over his political beliefs. Now, you can try to make the argument that it's about something else or there's something else happening here. It's just not the case, and you probably know that. But we are watching as our friends in the media and their Democrats try that every single day.
Really, I would need to actually see these words in the way that they are on the bullet casings in the gun to make a proper interpretation. But just knowing what those words are, I'm kind of overwhelmed with how immature it all sounds, and that there is no really chronic theme. I think Brandy really nailed it. You have to make of it what you want, because, it's like sees bulges. If you're reading this, you're gay. Catch this fascist, or hey fascist, catch. It's like the rantings of a really immature child.
Unfortunately, we have seen the dishonesty of the American media on full display here, as you just saw. We have gone from, no, this is actually good this has happened. Look at all these terrible things Charlie Kirk has said, to, no, it was a right-winger who did it. We have nothing to do with it. How dare you blame transgender people for this? And we've seen this locally with candidates for office like Jeremy DeVito. No relation to Danny DeVito. However, it would make him more relevant if that was the case. But Jeremy DeVito is running for Congress in the 5th Congressional District. I posted on my Facebook page some reporting that said that the individual who assassinated Charlie Kirk was living with a transgender individual, and it is thought that that is one of the motivating factors, because we all knew that was one of the motivating factors from the very beginning. We've seen this recently in a spate of mass shootings where basically the people involved have said, look, if trans kids can't exist, your kids can't exist. This is an offshoot of that argument, it appears. But Jeremy DeVito is having none of this, because merely telling the truth and reporting the facts is harmful to trans people. Those are his words. And you know what? I agree with him. It is harmful to trans people to tell the truth in this situation. The truth is that being trans is a mental illness, and instead of treating it, what we've decided to do is try to make everyone else accept it to make those people feel better, which is never going to happen. Now, Jeremy DeVito now knows that what he was saying here was false and has no desire to fix the record, because how could he and remain in good standing in left-wing groups? So he, of course, has disappeared because he is a coward. Now, someone who is not a coward, Andrea Alvarez, or Andrea Russell, who has now changed her name, which is of no surprise why she has done so. A terrible personality, terrible life decisions, and just a terrible person. A member of a school board, which I still can't believe she is a member of, but luckily she will probably be going away from that position on her own accord, and that's good. But she decided to weigh in and suggest that anyone pointing out that Jeremy DeVito is telling an untrue thing is probably working for Dale Strong. Yes, she suggests, actually she says outright, that Dale Strong contacts me and tells me to go after Jeremy DeVito. Now, here's the thing. I don't think Dale Strong even knows Jeremy DeVito exists. That would be number one. And number two, Jeremy DeVito came to me. He sought my attention. And when he got it, he started crying. And that's why you're here saying these terrible, untrue things. Now, I could run you through a list of all the stupid stuff she has said here. But what is the point? All you need to know is she is a liar, she is sad, and she is irrelevant, and that is good for everybody else. But what is not irrelevant is the American mainstream media, who continues to push these lies that maybe we'll never figure out exactly what this is all about.
That the roommate was a romantic partner, a male transitioning to female. I can say that that he has been very cooperative. This partner has been incredibly cooperative. Had no idea that this was happening, and is working with investigators right now.
And how is that relevant to the investigation when it comes to the motive?
All the lying they do, all the misinformation, all the, well, maybe it's this that they're trying to do here will not matter, because a majority of American peoples do not live online. They live in the real world, and they understand exactly what's happening here.
Yeah, well, with the big picture, I think is pretty clear. This is someone who hated Charlie Kirk and hated his message and hated what he was doing, and decided to use political violence to end his life.
So if you want to be one of those people that continues to tell these lies, go right ahead. But you're going to get called out for it every single time it happens. And you know what? That's not cancel culture, which we're hearing a lot about. Oh, conservative cancel culture. No, it's not. It's just calling people out and you getting the consequences for what you're saying. That's what we've been told a long time. And you, Democrats who whine about cancel culture, remember this. You've been making this argument about cancel culture, how it's been good for a very long time, and that's over little things, disagreements on different issues, political issues. The people getting canceled right now are being canceled because they are celebrating the death of someone they disagree with politically. They are scumbags, and they deserve everything they get here when it comes to cancellation. Should they be allowed to exist? Yes. Should they be allowed to have their opinions? Yes. And should people be able to highlight those opinions and say, do you really want this associated with your company? The answer to that is yes as well. So continue on and reap the whirlwind.